Hello viewer, you are welcome to this lesson. I am teacher Katimbo Richard teaching mathematics. Having completed a topic called whole numbers, I've come with a new one called operations on the same whole numbers, and it's the one we're dealing with. It should be noted that we have got 4 operations in mathematics, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication, as well as division. Today in particular, we are going to look at the first two, that is addition and subtraction, the same whole numbers, and that same work will be found on page 73 all the way to page 82 of your workbook of the same P.6 first term. If you are yet to acquire a copy, please devise means to reach school or call authorities at school to help you acquire a copy so that you follow as you practice. So, as I said, we are dealing with operations on whole numbers in P.6 first term. We shall then look at addition of whole numbers first. I urge you follow the examples so that you can be able to answer the 10 pages, that is from 73 up to 82, the same workbook, P.6 first term. And now, the first example reads, work out 4,532,361 plus 2,353,426. You are then going to use the idea or place values we looked at in the topic before, that is whole numbers. Then you do order. So you are going to order according to place values of ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, and millions. So write our 4,532,361 on top. Then it's advisable to write down a number starting with one section. That is 6 under ones, under tens, 2, hundreds, write 4, thousands, write 3, 10,000s, write 5, 100,000s, write 3, and then 2 under millions. Why do we do so? So that the place value knowledge is applied, and then put a plus sign of addition. So you will note that number 1, 2, and 3 will not have regrouping, the one we call carrying. So we shall have answers that are less than 10, hence just write them. That is 1 plus 6 is a 7, 6 plus 2 is an 8, write it. 3 plus 4 is a 7, 2 plus 3 is a 5, 3 plus 5 you get 8, and then 5 plus 3 you get 8, then 4 plus 2 you get 6, thereby getting an answer 6,885,787. So here there is no regrouping because there is no sum that has made 10, so I write a digit under 1 and regroup 1 under 10. So we are getting such an answer. All in all, wherever a setting is horizontal like it is here, align it vertically but caring about the idea of place values, and then the answer will come. That is if you are actually adding. And then number 2 tells you to do the same, add. You are going to add 3,547,213 plus 6,132,586. You do the same. Please write the 3,547,213 plus, then order according to place values that we have done. Number 1, that is ones, tens, hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, 100,000s, millions. Don't forget to put a plus sign of addition. If it's not there, then there is no instruction followed. So this one shows the word add. So you are adding, you put a plus sign of addition, and still you are not going to regroup. You say 3 plus 6, you get 9. 1 plus 8, you get 9. 2 plus 5, you get 7. 7 plus 2, add well to get 9. 4 plus 3, you get 7. Then 5 plus 1, you get 6. Before you add 3 and 6 to get 9. Thereby getting an answer as 9,679,799. As easy as that. All in all, it's about ordering the given digits according to their place values, starting with ones and going in that order. And now, number 3. So, number 1 and 2 are being directly set to be added. Let's see what number 3 brings. 3. A city had a population of 4,132,254 people. After 10 years, the population increased by 1,435,224 people. Now the question reads, what is the current population of the same village? Now, there's a tendency of fearing such numbers that contain words. The one we call word problems. They actually called word numbers, which call for addition. Here, you must read and look at the keyword, which keyword will help us know what to do among the operations of addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. There must be a keyword that will help you choose among those 4 operations. Here the keyword is increased. You must know that to increase is to add value to existing quantity. To increase is to add value to the existing quantity so that you get a greater quantity. Now, they are saying after 10 years, the population increased, was added on by this number of people, 1,435,224. So now you are then going to increase or add the other number, 1,435,224, to the existing population or number of people of 4,132,254. So, because of one increase, that's when we introduce the plus sign of addition. Here, no one is going to tell you to add, but look at the keyword which will cause that operation to be used, that is the addition. So, our working or solution will be that 4,132,254 people plus 1,435,224 people. Remember to put the unit people so that's not a miracle at last. Population is measured in the unit called people. So please still order them, like I said, number 1 and number 2. Put your place values, that is ones all the way to that millions place value. And now add, like I said, number 1 up number 3, we shall not have regrouping. So we write the answers for the answers or the sums will be less than that 10. So there's no regrouping. We go 4 plus 4, 8. 5 plus 2 is a 7. Then 2 plus 2 is a 4. 2 plus 5 is a 7. That is 3 plus 3, you get a 6. And 1 plus 4, you get 5. 4 plus 1, you get a 5. Hence, you get a total population right now for this same village or same city. Same city is 5,567,478 people. So, very in this city now. All in all, you must know the keyword like increase, like sum, all those call for addition. And then you will be successful when you opt for that plus sign addition. Then let's look at what number 4 example will bring us. says find the sum of 1,381,214 and 7,114,137. Like I said before, look out for a keyword, which keyword is sum. Like I said before, sum calls for addition, operation. So whenever I ask for the sum, we just want the result after adding two or more numbers. Today we've got two numbers of 1,381,214 as well as 7,114,137 to be added. Still, do add them and write 1,381,214 plus 7,114,137. Of course, ordering them, like I said before, according to your place values, beginning with ones all the way to millions, then add accordingly. In number 4, we shall have regrouping, or the one you call carrying, because we shall have an answer or a sum that will lead to a 10 plus. So like we've got 4 plus 7, you get 11. We cannot write 11 at once. You write that digit under ones, which is a 1, and regroup that one under tens. Or carry it to the next place value, but we call it regrouping. So that's why I've got one on top here, which is the other one under tens. That is 11, has got two digits, 1 and 1. The one under ones is a 1, only that they look alike. Also, the one under 10 is the 1. So the one under 10 is the one that is taken or regrouped to the next place value, and now it's the one you start with to add. Now 1 plus 1 is a 2 plus 3. 1 plus 1 is a 2 plus 3. You will get a 5 here, which you will write properly. It's a 5, and then we continue. I said 4 plus 7 is an 11. Write 1 and regroup 1. Where 1 plus 1 is a 2 plus 3, you get a 5. Then 2 plus 1, you get a 3. 1 plus 4, you get a 5. Then 8 plus 1, you get a 9. And then 3 plus 1, you get a 4. And then 1 plus 7, you get an 8. In so doing, you will have added properly, and now that's the sum. The sum is 8,495,351. Always check to see whether the transfer here is okay. Check whether this figure is the same as this. This is 1,381,214. It's the one transferred here. Then 7,114,137. It's the very one transferred. Then start adding properly. Wherever you make a 10 and beyond, please write that digit under ones and regroup 1, like I've said. Maybe repeat for that one. If you don't understand, it's regrouping. We say 4 plus 7 is 11. Write 1, that one under ones and regroup 1. That is 1 plus 1 is a 2. 2 plus 3 is a 5. Then 2 plus 1 is a 3. 1 plus 4 is a 5. 8 plus 1, you get a 9. 3 plus 1, you get a 4. And then 1 plus 7, you get 8. Then you get the answer as 8,495,351. That is what's called a sum. Whenever you see the word sum, please add by use of the plus sign of addition. Then you will be able to answer the work concerning addition in that workbook. Or you start from, that is page 73 up to where addition we stop. Now we are looking at subtraction of whole numbers. Subtraction of whole numbers. We shall then look at subtraction of the same whole numbers. In subtracting whole numbers, we need to look at the key words. One is difference. Difference means the outcome after subtracting two numbers. When you subtract two numbers, that outcome or the result is called difference. For example, when one asks for the difference between 6 and 2 in mathematics, they are required to subtract 6 and 2. That's 6 minus 2, which is equal to 4. That outcome is what is termed as the difference. Another word that is calling for the same subtraction operation is reduce. When we talk about reduce, it means we shall have a less value compared to what is available, and therefore we need to lessen or to take away or to subtract. So I've said take away also calls for subtraction. Then we shall look at the examples that are direct and indirect. The indirect ones will be containing words, and the direct ones will have the minus sign of subtraction. Like number 1 is, it tells you work out 4,984,031 minus 2,831,010. So since we have got a minus sign of subtraction here, it means we are then going to just do the needed subtraction, and thereby following the same example, like, or the same path like we followed in addition, that is following place values. So on top, write 4,984,031, then down write minus 2,831,010, and then please subtract accordingly. 1 minus 0 is a 1, 3 minus 1 is a 2, 0 minus 0 is a 0, 4 minus 1 is a 3, 8 minus 3 is a 5, and 9 minus 8 you get a 1, and then 4 minus 2 you get 2. Then having worked out successfully, the final answer is 2,153,021. All in all, the other idea of placing these digits in accordance with their place values, that is starting from ones all the way to millions, is still working like it was in addition. In so doing, get the answer successfully without any difficulty. Now let's look at the indirect one, which is number 2, which is a word number, a number containing words, where we need to look out for what is called a keyword. So the question or the example number 2 reads, a fuel station had 2,434,840 liters of fuel. It sold 1,210,230 liters. Then the question is, how many liters remained? We've got 2 key words. One, sold. Another one is this remained. So when you see the word sold, when you sell some of your commodities, you remain with fewer commodities than you had. Meaning, some will have been taken away, will have been sold off, will have been then subtracted. So this was enough for us to opt for subtraction. And this other word remained, meaning if you see some remained, meaning some went, meaning still there was that element of subtraction. So those two having been seen as that they mean subtraction, then we shall opt for the same operation of subtraction. Hence we shall say 2,434,840 liters minus these ones that were sold off of 1,210,230 liters. Please align them in their place values like we did in the numbers before, and then go on subtracting. Don't forget to write the liters so that the answer is also in liters, and then go 0 minus 0 is 0, 4 minus 3 is a 1, 8 minus 2 is a 6, 4 minus 0 is a 4, 3 minus 1 is a 2, and 4 minus 2 is a 2. Then 2 minus 1 is a 1, thereby remaining with 1,224,610 liters that remained after the sale of some. So all in all is the choice of the operation and the care about the keywords that will enhance that choice. Then we look at example number 3 today about was or so, and then choose the operation. Number 3 example reads, a factory produced 6,740,850 forks. They sold some of them and remained with 1,245,955 forks. Then the question, how many forks were sold? This time around, they are giving us the number of forks that were sold off, as well as the number of forks that have been produced. Now they want the number of forks that were sold. So here the key word is sold. The key word is sold. I say when you sell, you remain with some. So those that remained also show that element of subtraction like it was number 2. The difference between number 2 is that number 2 had the liters the station had and those that were sold, whereas here I've got the forks that were produced for that period and those that remained. Now they want the ones that were sold. Still, do subtract, get those that were produced minus those that remained, then you will know those that were sold. That is 6 million. You get 6,740,850 forks that have been produced for that period, minus those that remained, that's 1,245,955 that it is here. Then transfer it properly in accordance with their place values and then subtract. You will note that in this number we are going to borrow. What necessitates borrowing? When the upper number is less than the down number, the number to be subtracted from is less than the number to be subtracted. Like you see under 1 is about 0 on top, which is less than 5. Then you cannot just subtract. We need to have that 0 get some value so that you can subtract normally. So 0 minus 5 is only possible after borrowing. And now that this number is in base 10, how do we detect it's base 10? It doesn't have a base. Any number without a base is in base 10 automatically. So 0 minus 5, we can never subtract 5 from 0. So we borrow 1 from the neighbor 5 and remains with the 4. And now that 1 we have borrowed is equal to the base 10. So 10 plus 0, you get 10. So replace this 0 with a 10 on top and then subtract normally. That's 10 minus 5 is 5. Remember, we remain with 4. Which 4 minus 5 is only possible after borrowing. We borrow from the neighbor 8 and remains, or borrow 1 that is, remains with 7 and bring a 1 which is equivalent to the base 10. That 10 plus 4 that remained here is a 14. Now in that line I've got 14 minus 5, which you are going to subtract actually to get 9. And now remember, after borrowing from 8 remains with 7, which is 7 minus 9 is only possible after borrowing. We borrow 1 from 0. Remember, this is a 0, we can never. Then you cannot lend us because that's a 0. Then we go to the next neighbor, we borrow 1 from this 4, remain with 3. And then don't bypass this 0. This neighbor had nothing. Let's share with him that our 10. So replace that 0 with the 10. And then borrow again from that 10 and remain with 9. Our intention was to borrow a 10 all the way to this 7. 10 plus 7 gets 17. Now 17 minus 9, you get an 8 if you're accurate. And then we get this 9 that remained after borrowing from 10. That's 9 minus that 5, you get a 4. And then remember, remained with a 3 after borrowing from 4, which is 3 minus 4. Also needs how? We go to 7, borrow 1 from 7, remain with 6. That one's got 10, 10 plus 3 gets 13. 13 minus 4 you get 9, and then 6 minus 2 you get 4, then 6 minus 1 you get 5. Then the folks that were sold in number were 5,494,895, and in so doing you have answered the question successfully. Remember to borrow and then you help the number on top and then subtract normally. Then go to example number 4 that will conclude our lesson today. And this will be found on page 82, which page you are stopping at to answer as guidance for this lesson. And reads, a total of 4,875,670 textbooks were bought for use in both secondary and primary schools. It reads again, a total of 4,875,670 textbooks were bought for use in both secondary and primary schools. Then what happened? The secondary schools received 2,367,498 textbooks, and then the rest of the textbooks were for primary schools. Good. Then the question is, how many books or textbooks did the primary schools receive? Now, the first combination was for both primary and secondary schools, and now the next number was received by only secondary schools. Then the question is, how many textbooks did the primary schools receive? So, whenever I've got a combination and you know one of them and they're asking for the other, still you subtract. So you get a total number of textbooks received by both minus those received by one, that is secondary schools. Then you will remain with those that were received by the primary schools. So you get 4,875,607 textbooks that were received by both, minus 2,367,498 textbooks that were received by secondary. So then you will remain with those that were received by primary, and in so doing you get the answer. Now remember to put the units, textbooks, so I'll get the answer in textbooks. Align those digits in their place values and start your subtraction. That's 0 minus 8 is only possible after borrowing from 7. From 7 borrow 1, remain with 6. And which one is equal to 10? Which 10 plus 0 get a 10? Now you get 10 minus 8, you get a 2. And now remember, remaining with 6 here, 6 minus 9, also 6 being less, we go to remember and borrow 1 from 6 and remain with 5, which one is equal to 10. 10 plus 6 are available, we get 16. 16 minus 9, you get 7. And now we've got 5 minus 4 as a 1. Then 5 minus 7 being less, that is 5 being less than 7. We borrow 1 from 7, remain with 6, and which one is equal to that base 10. 10 plus 5 get 15. Which 15 minus 7, you get 8. Now 6 minus 6, you get that 0. 8 minus 3, you get that 5. And 4 minus 2, you get a 2. Meaning a total of 2,508,172 textbooks were received by primary schools. And then you will be able to answer work that is on 10 pages, that is from 73, that's page 73 up to page 82 of your workbook, that is term 1, P6. I am teacher Katimbo Richard that has taught you those two operations. In the next lesson we shall look at the other two operations of multiplication and division. But today we have dealt with addition and subtraction of whole numbers and the application in the word numbers. If you want more clarity or clarification about what I've explained or what I explained before, or whatever question you have about mathematics in general, call Teacher Katimbo on this number 0776 251655. Otherwise, this is the end of this lesson. And remember, Corona is a dangerous killer. Please stay safe.